Hello, everyone. Just taking a moment to let everybody filter in. Thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to roundtable number 2. Please remember to remain on mute unless you're called on and to introduce yourself before you ask your first question. And also no follow-up questions, please. All right. So Rachel, you can go ahead and take it away.
Oh, okay, great. So number one has a really interesting arc, especially in the first couple episodes of this season. And so I wanted to know what excited you about what she gets to do in Strange New Worlds.
Well, she was a blank slate of a character who was introduced in the original rejected pilot of Star Trek, and we didn't even know she had a name. She does have a name now, Una Chin Riley. So that was exciting, getting to have a name. But she's not just, she's very, very good at her job. And I think what we see in the development, we learn a secret about her in episode 3. I think we find out that that's why she's so good at her job, that she sort of hides behind meticulous work and she is slightly intimidating to the rest of the crew to keep her distance so that nobody finds out the secret that she's hiding. So it's a fun layer to play. It's fun. The writers floated this idea to me pretty early on, and I just thought it was such an incredible layer to the character. And we're going to keep exploring that in a pretty major way throughout the season.
All right, Erin, you can take the next.
Hi, thank you. Rebecca, obviously this is not where the final plan landed, but Majel Barrett played several roles in the original series, and all 3 of those roles were represented here in Strange New Worlds this year. Was there any preliminary discussion of taking on more than just number 1 when you came aboard the show?
It never came up, but that's a hilarious question. No, but I appreciate the question. No, that never came up though.
All right, Mike, you can have the next one.
Rebecca, so are you surprised at all at how much reception people gave to Una following your performance in Discovery? It seems like it just became this character that everyone wanted to know more and more about after just a couple of episodes.
Well, again, she was never developed. So our writers are incredible, and we've all been having such a fun time fleshing her out. And it's just been this great opportunity. And Star Trek is such a great platform for storytelling. And because we're standalone episodes, each episode is a different opportunity to tell a new story with important messaging. And yeah, I mean, Una was kind of a real mystery until now. So yeah, it's been a blast. And also I feel very protective of her. I mean, the Star Trek fans are very protective of this canon and of these characters. And so I think I'm a caretaker. We're caretakers. We're custodians, taking care of these characters, these beloved characters.
All right, Kyle, you can take the next one.
Hi, Rebecca. Kyle Hadiniak with Trek News. Thank you for doing this today. So my question actually comes on the 3-year anniversary, I believe, to the day of the season 2 Discovery finale. So it's kind of funny
really?
we're doing this today. I think so, yeah, if I'm remembering correctly. And so you've been part of Star Trek fandom for a while now. What's the most striking thing that maybe has happened to you or someone said to you that you've done since joining this franchise?
We're now we're past the middle of our 2nd season. We've made 16 episodes and we love them all. We're so excited to finally introduce this show. I mean, it's like the longest pregnancy in history. I haven't done too many of the conventions. I just went to the Mission Convention in Chicago last weekend, and it's nice. I was introduced to Star Trek by my mom at the age of 8, the original series, and I think, a lot of us were. I know Anson was also introduced to Star Trek, the original series, at the age of 8 by his mom. And I think that that's not by accident. I think moms want to introduce their kids to Star Trek because when you look into your child's eyes, and I can say this as the only mom in our cast, I have kids, you see curiosity, you see a need for exploration. You want your kids to think universally and think totally outside the box. And that's what the original series did. It sparked a lot of conversation between my mom and me about, you know, whether or not we're the only ones in this universe, about acceptance, about people from all different backgrounds coming together and working in harmony, about exploration and curiosity. And these are all things that mothers foster in their children. So I think when I said that at the convention in Chicago, all day long, everybody I passed said, my mom introduced me to Star Trek. My mom introduced me to Star Trek. Like, I just kept hearing that over and over and over again. And I just love that. I hope we do that for a new generation of Star Trek fans.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Diana, you're up next.
Hi there, I'm Diana with TV Fanatic, and my question actually throws back to Q&A, the Short Treks episode that you did with Spock, with Ethan. And I would like to ask how your connection to Gilbert and Sullivan, how that became your secret talent, that and if like your secret in episode 3, it becomes common knowledge.
I don't know if anybody else. No, I made him swear to secrecy that he would never let anybody know that Una loves Gilbert and Sullivan. Una's got lots of secrets. You just reminded me that Una's got all these crazy secrets. The truth is, I actually was Rebecca, I was in the Gilbert and Sullivan troupe as a kid. I was in like 6 different Gilbert and Sullivan operettas. So I actually knew that song before we even shot that short trek. But yeah, it's a funny connection with Spock and Una that they have that little shared memory together.
Thank you so much. I was in the ensemble for Bunthorne's Brides.
Oh, you were? I love it.
All right, Monica, you're up next.
Hi, Monica with Nerd News Social. So Rebecca, you've been lucky enough to be involved in a lot of projects, from X-Men, Chuck, Lana and the DC cartoons, and now you're in Star Trek. Do you seek out these more nerdy roles, or is this just something that's brought to you?
I would say I definitely have an inner nerd that I embrace. I don't necessarily seek them out, except for I will say that the more fulfilling female characters are usually within that genre, with that universe. And especially as the mother of daughters, those are the roles that are more interesting to me to play.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Anthony, you're up next.
So Rebecca, you've talked about how this is a blank slate character, but you also have mentioned there were 14 minutes of her in the pilot. What of that original performance and original character do you want to endure and you feel is quintessential to number 1?
Her level of her fastidious, meticulous nature. She is very, very, very good, and no one loves Starfleet more than Una. That is the North Star for Una, I think. No one loves the stars more than Una. No one loves Starfleet more than Una, and she is extremely good at what she does. And in what we learn about her in episode 3, we find that she's hiding something, and she keeps her distance to protect what she's hiding.
All right, and Jamie, you can take our last question.
I love the relationship between number 1 and Lon, if I'm saying that correctly. What kind of backstory were you given on their relationship?
That Lon is like a protege. She was saved. Una saved her life early on. You're gonna see more about La'an's backstory, and I think Una is very protective of La'an, and she knows that La'an has had this really horrible childhood and wants to help her find levity, wants to help her find some light in the universe. So she's sort of taken her on as like a lifelong personal project. I think she adores her.
You can definitely tell from the scene where she's stumbled upon her in the cell.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. That's all the time we have. You can say your goodbyes and exit the room. Team, let's cut.
Thank you.